wonderful evening to you, our dear listeners. It's Bambara Frank with the news on the JBMuwonge podcast. NUP to take action on MPs who shun party activities. The leadership of the opposition NUP party is contemplating whether to take disciplinary action on lawmakers who have made it a hobby to abscond party activities without sound justification. The resolution is said to be internally mooted by top-notch party leaders who argue that some MPs have made it routine to shun party activities. Amongst those mentioned, according to an insider, are Bokoto Central MP Honorable Twaha Kagabo, Kayempe South MP Kazwe Bashir Mbazira, Chimanya Kawenera MP Abed Wanika, among others. Ever since the party set up its new head offices in Kavule, Makere, the area legislator Kazwe Bashir has never laid foot on this venue, something that even triggered the party president Kyagulanyi Ssentamu to lash out at him. Sources privy to Kazwe Bashir say he is haunted by shame and guilt after NUP supporters accuse him with hobnobbing with the regime and railing from the cause for which he was elected. For all the time his counterpart Honorable Sajid Muhammad was in prison, Kazwe Bashir was neither heard condemning the arrest nor seen visiting the suspects in jail. This justified the cyber attacks pelted at him by NUP supporters and bloggers. On the other hand, Dr. Twaha Kagabo fears reprisals from the party supporters who may attack him following his controversial actions last year when he arm-twisted and relented from the cause of exposing the speaker, Anita in the UGX 40 million shillings bonanza. Then in our other story, Bobiyoung case adjourned as prosecution asked for more time to adduce evidence. The prosecution side led by Lieutenant Gift Muhabamwe has prayed for an adjournment in the case concerning the NUP party activist Agaba Anthony alias Bobiyoung. Bobiyoung is being accused with spreading harmful propaganda against the UPDF and the government of Uganda, a charge that attracts life imprisonment upon conviction. Though he took a plea of not guilty, state prosecution insists that he is also liable as his co-accused who are UPDF soldiers admitted to the charges and were sentenced to 6 and 9 months respectively. Lieutenant Colonel Apollo Bijira and Private Stuart Nwahereza took a guilty plea and were given lighter sentences. Lieutenant Muhabamwe asked for April 29th to return and update the court-martial judge, Brigadier Freeman Mugabe, on how far the investigation shall have gone. Bobiyoung's counsel, Miss Betty Karugaba, asked for a closer date for his client, and March 25th was set for hearing. Prosecution alleges that Bobiyoung used his Facebook platforms to spread malicious propaganda against the UPDF, a charge he has persistently denied. In our other top story, Bobiwine mourns students who perished in deadly Kasaka secondary school accident. The NUP president Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has come out to send condolences to the families of the accident victims which happened at Kasaka SS in Gomba yesterday. The country was left in shock after a Sino-truck rammed into a classroom full of students. According to police, the driver of this Sino-truck lost control and ended up crashing through the school's fence. The heavy truck continued through and eventually rammed into the school's computer laboratory. This was fully packed with learners and 3 of them didn't make it out alive. 18 out of these were critically injured and rushed to hospital, while 3 lost their lives. The latest development regarding this story is that the Sino-truck driver, a 26-year-old, has been arrested according to a statement issued by the traffic police spokesperson Farida Nampima. Bobiwine wrote, and we quote, "Sending in my heartfelt sympathies to the parents, students and staff of Kasaka Secondary School about the tragic accident that occurred today. May the Almighty comfort you and rest in peace the souls of your loved ones. Chitalonyo," Bobby posted. In our other top story, Speaker Anita buys 500 iron sheets to cover up for Bokedia. With the iron sheets bonanza taking a twist ahead of Museveni's address to Parliament on Thursday, the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Anita has decided to procure 500 iron sheets in a bid to cover up for the consignment that she has been claiming reached her Bokedia constituency without her knowledge and consent. Speaker of Parliament Anita says she purchased 500 iron sheets to be returned to the office of the Prime Minister She does not want to be accused of grabbing iron sheets meant for the vulnerable people of Karamoja. A tweet read, "It is not clear if the CID will not institute a probe on the speaker now that she has replaced the iron sheets that she had earlier obtained from the office of the Prime Minister." During plenary, she confirmed that she had assigned her personal assistant to deliver the consignment of the 500 iron sheets, which have safely landed at the office of the Prime Minister. The Speaker maintains that she does not want to be labelled a thief or something of the sort. In the final story, Dr. Musenero sweats before Parliamentary Committee fails to account for COVID-19 funds. Lawmakers on the Public Accounts Committee had no kind words for the Minister of Science and Technology as she appeared before the committee to respond to queries in the Auditor General's forensic investigation conducted by Mr. John Muwonge. The Auditor General said he couldn't ascertain whether all COVID-19 expenditures were applied in accordance with existing guidelines and regulations. The AG, among his findings, noted that Dr. Musenero did not provide specific accountability documents and therefore could not make conclusions he could have made in his final reports, and he received and reviewed all the necessary documentation. The particulars of the documents Mr. Muwonge said were not available to him were proof of submission of accountability by the Presidential Scientific Initiative on Epidemics, acronym PRESIDE, which falls under the Ministry of Science and Technology and Innovations. The approved adjusted budgets for the Laboratory Animal House project and the Polymerase Chain Reaction PCR and Antibody Diagnostic Test Kits PRESIDE follow-up on uninstalled equipment for scientists and records regarding the current status of the equipment procured by the Ministry of Science. She said, "I have confirmed that this document bearing the current status of equipment procured by the Ministry of Science was available. We had a lot of documents to hand over, but it was possibly an omission, but the documents were there," Musenero said. And that ends our news. From Frank, I remain JBMuwonge Podcast.